Good afternoon, everyone. This is Kevin Gianni from the Renegade Health Show, and today is Tuesday. I'm going to be answering some of your questions, so I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to get right into it. I do want to tell you today, I went on an awesome hike with a friend up Soldiers Pass Trail here in Sedona, and we went up the little peak there. Not even a peak, maybe just a little hill, whatever you call it, and then you can look out and look at Sedona. I mean, I've showed you this picture a few times from, on some of the articles, because it's really where I love to go here. I just love to sit up there because it is so amazingly quiet. There's absolutely no noise pollution at all, and to be up there and just listen. I mean, the only thing that I usually hear up there are the flies that kind of just like buzz by, and it's amazing. That's unless a plane flies by. But other than that, absolutely nothing. You can't hear cars in there. You can't hear other people. You can't hear trains. You can't hear BART stations. You can't hear anything. All you can hear is the flies just kind of buzzing across your face, and then they go away, and then it's completely silent. It's amazing. If you can think of one place around you where you can go to do that, go to that place this weekend, because it is so rejuvenating. It's amazing. It's almost like it's uncomfortable because of the silence. So let me get into your questions. All right. I'm just going to put this down here. Cheryl says, I gained over 15 pounds in the last 2 months. I'm not doing anything different. I can hardly breathe because my pants are so tight. I eat a raw food diet, exercise, and supplement. But right now, nothing is working for me at all. I'm desperate to find something that will help me. I've been menopausal for 5 years, and nothing like this has ever happened. I've always been able to lose weight and maintain it. I maybe will lose 1.2 pounds, but the exact swing, the next day I gain 2 pounds. Can you suggest something for me? Okay, gaining 15 pounds in the last 2 months, and there's so many, Cheryl, there's so many, variables in this question. What I would love to do is be able to sit with you, everything that you do, and just kind of analyze what's going on. I usually find a lot of people who come to me and say, hey, I'm doing this, and that, and I'm gaining weight. Within 5 to 10 minutes of questioning, usually I can identify why they're gaining weight or why you're gaining weight. Unfortunately, I can't ask you these questions right now because we're not face to face. Well, we are kind of face to face, but not like really face to face. But I think this has happened to women before. The biggest thing is how much fat are you eating, and are your hormones out of whack because of the excess fat that you're eating? This is what I've seen in women who are on the raw food diet. The higher fat, lots of green raw food diet, lots of nuts and seeds, chia seeds, coconut oil, all these sorts of stuff. There are some women who just cannot make it happen. They get acne, they gain weight, their hormones get completely out of whack, and that would be the first place I would look. That would be the first place. The second place I would look is I would check your hormones through saliva test, blood test, see what's going on with your hormones, see if something specifically has changed. If your menopause has been over the last 5 years and it's been a rough period of time, chances are you are not adjusting well with your hormones, and you're probably eating something or you're in an environment that is causing a problem for you. So I would really very systematically write all the symptoms down that are happening, write all the foods down that you're eating, analyze the amount of fat that you're eating, get your hormones tested, and that would be the place to start. And I know this is happening to some of you women out there, and I've seen it happen, and a lot of times, I'll tell you this, just because it's a raw food diet doesn't mean it's healthy. 2 people that I know very specifically, when they stopped eating a complete raw food diet, they went back to some of their traditional foods. What happened was they actually started losing weight, their acne went away, they felt tremendously better, their hormones were completely in balance again, and so, what happened? I don't even care to know. I just want to know that they did something that worked, and so I want to suggest something similar to you, and it has to do with the amount of fat they were eating in the raw food diet. All right, next question. Let's see. Sandy says, how much vitamin D is safe for a 1-year-old? I would say the only vitamin D that is safe for a 1-year-old is the vitamin D that they would get from a breast milk, and so that's kind of that's my understanding of this. I wouldn't supplement a 1-year-old with vitamin D. That doesn't seem right to me. So make sure that you're getting vitamin D. Feed them your breast milk, and that would be the best transition. And of course, allow the child to be out in the sun. Sometimes that works for people, sometimes it doesn't. We don't exactly know why. There's a few different theories, but just test and see. But for 1-year-old, breast milk. Leanne says, what would be the role of exercise if you have high adrenal stress? The role of exercise with high adrenal stress is exercise to calm you down. Yoga, inversions, just to get blood moving, doing, stretching. Obviously, yoga is stretching, but yoga is not stretching. I want to be very clear about that. But stretching, yoga moves that are twisting. Things to make sure that you're getting blood to your kidneys. So, twisting exercises where you pound your kidneys on the turn, coming back. Your kidneys are up over here. What else can you do for exercise for kidneys or exercise for adrenals? Again, not long distance, not high intensity. Anaerobic, meaning no oxygen, high intensity type training. So your exercise is going to be very subdued. And I know you're probably a type A person, so you're going to fight that. And you're just going to do subdued, calming exercises, yoga practice, walking, hiking, taking a break. Those are going to be the best exercises for you. All right, so last question here from Nadia. She says, please, if you have time, make a video article addressing the serious problem among raw foodies and other health nuts. I found myself becoming an orthorexic. I used to live in a college dorm and ate all my meals in a room alone. Why? Why? I don't know why, but I do know that there is a very fine line, and it's a line of perception, and it's a line of doing what's right between again, eating healthy and orthorexia. So there's a very fine line, and everything is gray. Between black and white, there's always gray, and so everything's gray. And when it starts to interfere with your friendships or your ability to make friends or your ability to have good relationships or to be at your job, that's when it starts to become a serious problem. Or it creates stress for you. So those three things. If it creates stress for you, if you are having trouble with your job because of it, and it's having trouble with your relationships, I would suggest that you do have some sort of food problem. This happened to me in the past. There were times when I wanted to go to a raw food restaurant, my friends wanted to go to a vegan restaurant, and that ticked me off, and I ticked them off because I, mentioned all this stuff, and I realized, and I said, I was frustrated about it, and I realized that at that point, that was when food had taken over my life, and that's when I stopped. No, I didn't mean to stop. That's when I stopped being the nutcase I was about it. And so I didn't stop, doing raw food, but it was really one of the catalysts that kind of stopped me from eating raw food, because I realized that, emotionally I wasn't right about it, and then physically I wasn't fully right about it, because I was clouding myself emotionally, and I was looking at, this thing I was and the reality of it, and it was completely, the thing I thought I was, and the reality of it was completely different. So that was a big change. And so why is it happening? I don't know. I mean, everyone has control issues. We have, we have this, these expectations we feel like we have to live up to. We have to be, perfect at this, perfect at that. There's, messages and images that are showing us certain things that we believe we need to be. All these things. Well, that's why it's happening. But in terms of, how to identify if you have it, look at your job, look at your relationships, look at your stress levels. If food is causing, a problem with those things, probably going to have to back off a little bit, because it's going to do you better in the long run. So your question of the day is this: do you have, at any time in your life, have you felt like you were orthorexic? And for those of you who don't know what orthorexia is, it is an addiction to health food, an addiction, an over attention to health food. So have you ever been orthorexic, or do you know someone who is? Go ahead and post it down below. This is Kevin Janney from the Renegade Health Show. Together we can change the health of the world, one show at a time.